What time are you coming back? We need your help. Mr. Miller is making pasta for dinner tonight, but he can't find where the pasta is. Can you tell us where the pasta is?
Oh, hi there, Camila. Your mom is not home tonight either.
Yeah, she's working until late tonight. She's been working a lot of night shifts lately. She might come back just before midnight. So Mr. Miller said to come over and have dinner together. I'm glad he invited me over, or I'd be eating mac and cheese all alone for the third night in a row.
I'm glad you're having something different to eat. If I were there, I'd cook you something with more nutrients for you to eat. But I guess you'll be having my husband's pasta instead tonight. The pasta is on the far left shelf in the kitchen. It might be hidden behind the big can of oatmeal.
Thanks! I found it! Yes, it was hidden behind the big can of oatmeal. We should have looked better. It wasn't that hard to find.
I just got out of work, so I should be getting home in about 30 minutes from now.
All right. I'll let Mr. Miller know that you're on your way back.
Thanks. Oh, I almost forgot. Your mother told me that she wants you to get your homework done when you come over to our place. Did you bring your notes and homework from school? We can help you if you have trouble doing your homework.
Oops. I forgot them at home. I thought I wouldn't have to do my homework when I come over here.
Your mother doesn't want you falling behind in school, and since you come to our place often, she wants to make sure you do your homework. We can go back to your house together to get your homework.
Do I have to do the homework here? I'll do it when I get home.
But your mother is coming back late tonight, right? She won't be able to check if you did your homework. Plus, you always go back home later. You won't have time to work on your homework and go straight to bed. You should definitely do your homework at our place. Your house is not very far. We can go grab it and come back right away.
But Mr. Miller promised he'd play a game with me.
You can play a game with him after you're done with your homework.
Fine, I'll do the homework first.
Okay, good. I'll get some ice cream on the way back for all of us to eat after you're done working on your homework.
Yay! Thank you, Mrs. Miller. Can't wait for you to come back.
Hi, Dave. I'm sorry, I won't be back by 6 p.m. like I was supposed to. A person who was supposed to come in for the night shift can't come today, so I have to cover for that person. You'll have to have dinner on your own. No worries. I'll be having dinner with Camila. She's coming over today. Is it all right if we eat the leftovers that are in the fridge? Sure, go ahead. I know you can only make pasta or chili pork and beans. I want her to eat stuff that has a wide variety of nutrients, so I'm glad she'll be having the leftovers that I made. She's in the growing phase. She needs a lot of nutrients, so I hope you learn new recipes. Then you can make her healthy food too. Sure, I will. We'll leave some of the leftovers for you when you come back from work. Thanks. By the way, there's something I want to talk about with you. Yeah? What is it? You can tell me anything. Camila is a lovely girl, and I don't mind having her over every once in a while. But I feel like she comes over a little too often. It's not like we have kids about the same age that she can hang out with. We're not even her relatives. We're just neighbors. She also happens to be your coworker's daughter, but still. It feels a bit weird to have her come over so often, even though we're not even close friends with Camila's mother. There's nothing weird about that. She may not be our close friend, but she's one of the coworkers who has worked with me the longest. We're pretty much friends. Plus, she got divorced and now she's a single mother. She needs support. There's nothing weird about helping out a single mother and help her take care of her daughter. I can imagine being a single mother is really hard, but she works the same job as you. How come she's working longer hours than you? She should be done working less hours to be there for her daughter. Camila should be spending more time with her mother, not with us. Camila's mother does work extra hours to cover for expenses and to save up for Camila's secondary education. But she also goes to see her psychologist regularly because she's still dealing with the struggles that she went through from the divorce. She also needs time for herself. She can't be fulfilling her role as a mother all the time. She needs time to de-stress and be herself. Yeah, I understand. But it doesn't feel right to be having Camila over so often until so late every time. We're not her babysitter. I don't consider us her babysitter. I enjoy her company, too. It's better to have somebody over, especially on nights you can't have dinner together with me like tonight. Don't be so cold with Camila and her mother. They need support. Shouldn't we help out each other as neighbors?
Yeah, but I feel like we're helping a little too much. She should be getting help from the government or from her relatives if she can't take care of Camila by herself.
But I don't mind having Camila over. You seem to be the only one bothered by that. She's such a nice and sincere girl. What's wrong with her?
I know she's a good girl, but maybe you should get her to go home earlier at least. She stays at our place a little too late. Sometimes she's still there when I come back before midnight. That's just not a reasonable hour for a girl to be hanging out at a neighbor's place. Plus, when I saw Camila's mom, I smelled alcohol reeking from her. If she has time to go drinking, can't she use that time to spend with her daughter?
You work in medicine. Don't you understand about the importance of de-stressing? Can't you understand that she's going through a lot, that she needs to get a few drinks every once in a while? She's a mother, but she also needs to loosen up sometimes.
There are a lot of single mothers at my workplace, and they also find our situation weird. They think that Camila's mother should be spending more time with her daughter. I don't think this should go on for very long.
It won't be forever, obviously. Camila's mother has been showing improvement in her mental health since we started to hang out with her daughter a lot. Wouldn't you agree, medically speaking? She just needs a little bit more time to recover, and then she can go back to spending more time with Camila.
How long is a little bit more time? She's been coming over 3 or 4 times a week for 2 months now. I feel that's enough. Not only that, Camila's mother keeps asking us to do favors like make sure she does her homework and help her study for her tests. She even asked you to help her get materials she needs for her project for a class.
So what if I helped her do her project? What's wrong with that? I'm just trying to help her out. We don't have kids, so we have more time and energy to do things Camila's mother can't. Shouldn't we be sharing whatever we can to those who have less?
You're not wrong about that. But maybe we should get her professional help. Like a professional babysitter or tutor. We shouldn't be the ones fulfilling that role for Camila.
I don't mind helping them and fulfill whatever role they need me to fulfill, no matter for how long.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying maybe she should be getting more sources of help and not just from us. Because we can't always be there to help them. We have our own lives too.
You never had a kid. How can you say that's what they really need?
I'm not saying that that's what they might need, but
I don't mind the way things are right now. Since now that Camila doesn't get to see her father very often anymore, I feel like it'd be nice for her to have a father figure nearby. I'm trying to fulfill that role for her because that's what I want to do.
I feel like you shouldn't be the one fulfilling that role. Then what am I to you as a wife? Are you never going to have a child with me? How are you going to treat our child if we end up having one?
I guess you're right. I may have gone overboard. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel that way.
Yeah. Don't forget I'm still your wife and that you still have a life with me. It's great that you're wanting to be so helpful to others, but don't forget to use that kindness towards me, too.
I'll talk about Camila with her mother when she comes to pick Camila up.
Yes, please. It's important for a child that age to be spending time with her own parent. I understand that Camila's mother is a busy mother with a lot on her plate, but I wish for her to be able to spend more time with her daughter. Hi, Mrs. Miller. Can I eat the Jell-O that's in the fridge? Mr. Miller told me to ask you since you bought it for yourself.
Hi, Camila. You're over at our place?
Yeah. I already finished doing my homework, and I'm also done taking a shower.
Good girl. Now you're all set to go to sleep when you get home. What's Mr. Miller doing?
He's taking a shower.
I see. Maybe you should get back home, Camila. It's almost 9 p.m. Your mom should be almost getting back home. You can eat my Jell-O and then head back to your place.
But this is my home. It's my new home.
I'm sorry. What? Your new home? I don't understand.
Mr. Miller said that soon my mom will be coming here to live together so that the 3 of us can live together. So he told me I can feel at home here starting today, and I don't have to go to my old house.
Oh, is that so? That's what Mr. Miller said.
Yeah, he's great, isn't he?
Sure. Did your mom say something about this too?
She said I can stay here all I want, and that's amazing that we get to have 2 different homes. I already told my friends about this, and they're all jealous that I have 2 houses.
Yeah, I'm sure they are all jealous about that. So your mom is not coming to pick you up tonight? Like she usually does around this time?
I don't have school tomorrow, so she said I can sleep over at this house for tonight.
Okay. I'd like to talk to Mr. Miller. Is he coming out of the shower anytime soon?
Yeah, he just got out of the shower now. What time are you coming back home?
It might take a couple more hours. There's something I have to get done first.
All right, I'll be playing games with Mr. Miller and wait until you come back.
Hey, Dave. There's something we need to talk about. Are you home yet? Or are you still at work?
I'm already home. I thought you had the day off. Where are you? Where did you go?
I have plans today.
Where is Camila? I bought her a present from a toy store.
She's not here with me.
But I told you she's coming over. Where could she be? I stayed at work for a bit longer because I thought you'd be home to open the door for Camila when she comes over.
Don't worry. She's with her dad.
Her dad? What is she doing with her dad? He's a terrible person. She shouldn't be meeting her dad on her own. Is her mother there with her?
A terrible person? What do you mean?
He cheated on Camila's mother and beat her up. So far, he only yells at Camila a lot. From what I heard, he's a total scumbag. That's why Camila's mother got divorced with her husband. But he refused to get divorced and made it real hard for her to get divorced. Camila shouldn't be seeing such a horrible person.
So that's what Camila's mother told you.
Yeah, that's what she told me. You don't believe me?
From what I heard, it's a totally different story. Camila's dad told me that her mother is the one who cheated on him and she never did anything around the house. Even though they both have jobs, it was her dad who had to do everything around the house and her mom would never do anything.
What? He told you that? Are you serious?
Yeah. And he also told me that it was him who wanted to get divorced, but her mom would refuse to get divorced. They fought over the custody over Camila, and they ended up getting joint custody.
Joint custody?
It means they both have the right to have Camila over and spend time with her.
No way. That's not what I heard from her mom. I don't believe what that man says. You're probably being deceived by him. You shouldn't believe what a person like that says. So, you took Camila to see her dad?
Yeah, because I felt like there was something wrong going on here.
How are you going to take responsibility for that?
Camila's mother always lived in this area and she even grew up here, which means her parents also live close by. Normally, a single parent would get help from her parents when they need help. But why did she keep relying on us instead of her parents even though they live close by as well?
She said that they're old and she didn't want to trouble them. She deserves to get some free time and loosen up. That's why I get Camila to come over to our place.
No, her parents are not that old. She can't get their support because her parents cut ties with her. After they found out she cheated on her husband, they felt ashamed to have her as their daughter.
Do you have any proof? How can I believe you when you could just be making this all up?
Whether you believe me or not, this is what I heard from Camila's father. If you can't believe me, why don't you go ask Camila's mother and see how she responds?
She couldn't have been lying to me this whole time.
Should I bring her to you so you can ask her directly? Get her to explain herself without telling you lies this time?
What do you mean?
You were having dinner with her at our house just an hour ago, weren't you? Camila's father and I found her right after she left our house. I told her now I know everything about her. That her ex-husband told me about what she's done and she didn't deny any of it.
She didn't deny. Are you sure?
When were you going to tell me? Camila told me that she's moving to a new house and that house is ours. You told her she could move into our place? How come you never even mentioned that to me? Does my opinion mean nothing to you anymore? Why didn't you ask me first that that's what you wanted to do?
I'm sorry.
You finally admitted it. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Why didn't you talk to me about it first before telling something like that to Camila?
I want to live with Camila and her mother. That's what I really want to do. I want to support those two in any way I can. That's what I want to do in my life the most. Even if that means ending things between you and me.
You wanted that so much that you were planning on divorcing me.
Yes. That's just because I feel like you're so strong and independent that you can live on your own. I feel like I make no real contribution to your life. You're better than me at everything.
You have no right to say that about me. How do you know if I'm really strong and independent? Maybe I seem that way to you, but how can you really know if that's how I want to be? Have you ever thought that I wanted to depend more on you? I never knew you were so oblivious. You're just using that as an excuse for falling in love with Camila's mother.
Are you mad?
Of course I'm mad, but I'm more tired than mad. I'm fed up with you. I think I want to get divorced too.
I'm sorry I'm making you feel that way. I'm really sorry. I'll try to make it up to you. I'll let you keep the majority of assets we have, and I'll do anything you request of me.
Fine. I know it won't be easy to be with Camila and her mother, but I wish that everything goes well with you all.
Thank you. I know it won't be easy raising a child that's not related with me by blood. But I set my heart to do the best I can and be there for her as her father figure.
But she'll be with her father for the most part. She's going to live with her father from now on. Plus, Camila's mother has no intention of getting married to you.
Huh? What do you mean? Camila's living with her dad and her mother doesn't want to get married?
Well, I thought there was something suspicious about you, so I spied on you and Camila's mother whenever you were together.
You did?
Yeah, but you two don't really have that much of a physical connection. Sure, you two hugged and kissed sometimes, but you never slept together. That made me think that she's probably using you as a free babysitter.
What? No. We just haven't gone that far yet. But we were eventually going to get there. It's just that Camila's usually around. It was not easy to get enough time for us to be alone together.
Did you know she was seeing somebody else? That's why she doesn't want to get married to you.
But she told me. She said that I'm the only person she can depend on, and that she wished that she and her daughter and I could all live together.
So you believed her. You really thought you could marry just because she said that to you? Wow. I don't know if I should be amazed by Camila's mother for tricking you to believe that, or be disappointed by how stupid you are. Anyways, you shouldn't think that you can live with them either.
No way. I need to talk to her.
Maybe you should. But first of all, why did Camila's mother leave your house after having dinner?
She said she's going drinking with her friends.
She didn't go drinking with her friends afterwards. She went to see another man. You should wake up and stop being so clueless about what's going on.
No way. She's been lying to me this whole time.
I'm glad you're finally starting to accept the reality. You're at home right now, right? I'll bring the divorce papers, so can you sign them, please?
What? Wait. Can you give me a little more time? I need time to process.
What? Why should I wait? What's there to process? I don't care if you're changing your mind. You told me we're getting divorced, so that's what we're going to do.
I'm just in so much shock right now. I can't process it all. I'm not ready to get divorced yet.
I don't care if you're ready or not. You just told me to get divorced, so that's what I'm doing. I'm not changing my mind.
But that was different then. I thought I was in a completely different situation. But now I'm not so sure what's going on anymore.
Why do I have to wait for you to change your mind again? You said you wanted to get divorced. Don't go back on your words. Like I said, I'm not changing my mind.
I'm sorry. I was being stupid. Can you wait a little longer for me? Please? I need to think this through.
I know you're stupid, but I don't want you to make me wait any longer. I want to get done with the divorce as soon as possible. Pack my stuff and leave. You never slept with her, but there was some hugging and kissing. Plus, you had feelings for her. Our marriage is over, Dave. It ended the moment you started having feelings for Camila's mother.
You're going to walk out of my life just like that? When I'm hurt from finding out that I was deceived and betrayed?
Why should I have to stay with someone who hurt me as well? You hurt me first, way before Camila's mother hurt you. You were thinking of abandoning me if you never found out Camila's mother's true intentions. How can you say something like that? Don't you think you're being a little selfish?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you like that, though.
If you're sorry, then please let me get divorced from you. Don't try to make me stay with you any longer. Do you even know how I felt when I stalked you two this past month? I felt so stupid and hurt at the same time. Please, don't ignore my feelings.
You don't have feelings left for me anymore? Not even a little bit? It was really painful for me to ask you to get divorced. That made me realize I still have feelings for you. This is why I stayed with you as long as I did.
You told me that I don't make you feel needed and that I can live on my own.
I only said that so you'd divorce me. I didn't really mean those words. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Please, forgive me.
No, you were right. You made me realize that I don't need someone like you in my life. Thanks for making me realize that.
You may not need me, but I need you. Can we stay together and go back to living the way we did before Camila and her mother started coming over to our place? I'll be there for you when you need me. I'll do anything for you. I didn't know you were just trying to be tough and independent. I'll learn more recipes to cook for you when you get back from work. I'll do more stuff around the house so you can just focus on your work and relax when you come back. So please, can we go back to being just the two of us?
Dave, please stop. You're not going to convince me to stay like that.
How about we have kids together? You always wanted to have kids, but you were worried you couldn't take care of them because of your work. But I can. I can adjust my work and take care of our kids. Being with Camila made me realize that I'm actually capable of doing that. So how about we start our life over and start new as a family? Let's try for a baby. We're not too old for that.
No, I'm better off without you. Let's just get divorced like you wanted to in the first place. I don't want to try to have a baby with you. I don't even want you to touch me ever again. But that should be easy, since you're not seeing me again once I get you to sign the papers. After that, Dave realized that I had no intention of going back on my words about the divorce, so he signed the divorce papers. He seemed to feel really bad for what he did, so he agreed to all my requests about dividing the assets and such. I'm glad that things went my way when it came to getting divorced. Now that it became clear that Camila's mother was not doing a good job raising Camila, it was decided that Camila would go on to live with her father. Camila's father was so happy to be able to live with his own daughter again. I was worried how Camila would react to living with her father again, but she seemed to be happy. They have a good relationship going on since before getting divorced. She was happy she didn't have to move anywhere anymore. Dave and Camila's mother ended up having a lot of fights after Dave found out about her true intentions. They fought while they were at work, so everyone found out about their relationship and people started gossiping about them. Camila's mother was tired of the gossip and fighting with Dave that she ended up quitting her job and looking for a new one. Camila's mother was in such a mess that her boyfriend got fed up of her always being in such a bad mood that he broke up with her. I feel stupid to have been married to such an oblivious and weak-minded man, but I'm glad I don't have to deal with him and any other issues that came from being with him anymore. Sometimes I wonder if there was something that I could have done to change how it all turned out. Should I have been showing more gratitude to my husband so he felt like he was important in my life? But I can't go back in time now, and I have no intention of making up with him, so I'm fine with the way things turned out. I try to forget about the past regrets and mistakes. Now I'm trying to move on and start a new life. I'm sure there'll be good things to come, even though a few bad things have continued. I try not to lose faith in life and try to enjoy it more from now on.
Bella, do you have a moment?
Hello, Gail. Is something the matter?
Haven't I told you not to call me that? I do not wish for you to address me so casually. We've gone over this before, haven't we?
I'm sorry, Miss Grant. I just typed that out without thinking.
Honestly,
This is why people run into so much trouble when they're so lacking in intelligence. Are you just not able to interpret what I am telling you? Is that it?
What?
I'll go straight to the point. You might find this to be a bit sudden, but you are going to have to divorce Brian.
Excuse me?
The family has come together and talked this through, and that's what we have decided. So I would appreciate it if you would go and prepare the divorce papers. The sooner the better, if you would.
I'm sorry, but what are you talking about? Does Brian know about this whole family meeting you've had?
I don't see why that's in any way relevant.
You don't see how it's relevant? Are you serious? What, do you think that you can just decide that a couple has to be divorced without even speaking to either of the people involved? If Brian and I were to get a divorce, that would be something we would decide for ourselves, wouldn't it?
You're only a high school graduate, right?
Huh? What does that have to do with anything?
From what I understand, you haven't even been to college, let alone have a degree. And yet you think you're a suitable match for Brian, a man with a master's degree? My family is one that consists only of the elite. So it should come as no surprise that none of the family is particularly fond of you, to put it lightly. To put it plainly, none of us approve of letting you be a member of our esteemed family.
I would appreciate it if you didn't take such an antagonizing tone with me.
Did you really think you could just marry Brian with such a lacking academic record? I do not recognize you as a member of our family.
So I have a lacking academic record. Is that it?
I remember something happened that tipped me off when Brian came home with you a while ago. Even though my relatives and I were all seated in the living room, you didn't so much as bring drinks to us.
I'm sorry, but I had no idea you considered it normal, let alone expected, to serve refreshments at someone else's house without an express request to do so.
And that's why I'm telling you that you don't deserve to be in our family.
What? How does that dictate such a thing?
If you had even realized what your position as a wife entailed, you should know that it would be natural to serve the rest of the family.
Is that really how you see it?
The fact that I have to go so far as to even explain this at all just shows how your utter lack of intelligence causes nothing but trouble. On top of all of that, I actually did ask Brian about something. What sort of work do you do? I'm afraid I'm not aware of what your job actually is. All I am aware of is that you work later than Brian does. Correct? How exactly do you intend to make that work as his wife?
Yes, it's true that there are times where I have to work later than he does. However, he and I have talked everything over and have agreed to split up the housework.
So you're telling me that not only do you have no academic achievements to show for yourself, you can't even handle housework on your own? I just cannot comprehend what made you think that you would be permitted to marry Brian in the first place. This is why I'm saying you aren't a suitable woman for him.
Look, I'm sorry, Miss Grant. I get what you're trying to say here. But this isn't something that has anything to do with you. It's not your place to decide whether or not Brian and I should be married.
Are you quite sane? Is that really what you think?
I don't feel like Brian and I are struggling much at all at the moment. We're quite happy to be with each other. We have been getting along quite well together for quite some time already. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gotten married to begin with. Frankly, I find it quite strange, to put it lightly, that you think you and your relatives can just decide that the two of us should get divorced.
I've had enough of your complaining. Incompetent people like you have no right to an opinion in a matter like this. All you have to do is be quiet and do as we say. Understand?
Don't you think you're being a little too harsh about all of this? I'm still a human being. You can't just silence me like that.
You say that I'm being harsh, but you're the one doing the unthinkable in the first place. You have no academic record to speak of, yet you think you can marry Brian. who's finished graduate school.
I've been meaning to ask this for a while now, but why does a university or graduate school education mean so much to you? I mean, I'm already well aware of how smart Brian is, but I don't believe one's academics have any bearing on whether a couple should be married or not.
You just can't seem to stop speaking utter nonsense, can you? I suppose I shouldn't have expected any better from someone with no proper education. Your sheer stupidity just emanates from every single word you say.
Instead of just throwing more insults at me, do you think you could clearly explain why you think it's so important?
The fact that I have to explain it at all is proof of how much of a fool you really are. Do you even realize that?
Enough with the insults already! If you're so educated, why are you so against actually explaining what you mean?
What I mean is that it should be blatantly obvious that someone's academic history is crucial to a marriage. Did you forget that my family only consists of the elite? If a woman like you were to come into our family and taint our first-class lineage, my grandchildren would end up as nothing more than simpletons.
You have no way of knowing that, though.
Whatever. What's important is that you understand that one's academics are very important to a marriage in this family. So, I will be telling Brian to divorce you, and to find someone who actually graduated college to marry instead.
Seriously? You're that dead set on this, then?
Of course I am! You are not suitable to marry someone as smart as Brian. Someone like you will bring nothing but shame to our elite family.
You're being completely unreasonable. Don't you realize how insane it is to try to deny someone else's right to choose their own partner?
I fail to see what you find so unreasonable about what I'm doing. Haven't I already explained it to you in clear detail? Your complete academic incompetence renders you unsuitable for joining my family. That is all. If Brian had the courtesy to let me know of your background beforehand, I would have been able to make this judgment long before the wedding.
I don't think that would have changed a thing. No matter what your judgment might have been, you wouldn't have stopped us from getting married.
You really think that? And you've been calling me unreasonable. Laughable. There's no way Brian would ever argue with me about a thing I tell him. He would follow my orders without question. My word. You really don't understand a thing now, do you?
Well then, I suppose you wouldn't mind if I asked you just one question, would you?
If you agree to the divorce, you can ask whatever you like.
At what point do you consider someone having a lacking academic record?
Excuse me?
And at what point do you consider someone's academic history to be sufficiently good enough?
Well, a stupid question from a stupid person. What? Are you asking that because you want to try to expose that I don't meet my own standards or something? You've only graduated high school. That essentially makes you lower than mere garbage. Do you realize that?
Are you sure it's fine to be saying things like that?
What does it matter? Someone with your lack of education is clearly incompetent in every possible way.
Okay, so you've just been calling me incompetent repeatedly for a while now, blaming it on me only having graduated high school. Except you've missed one crucial thing.
Oh? And what would that be?
Past high school, I studied in foreign universities. You only looked into if I had graduated from American ones, right? As a matter of fact, not only have I graduated college, I even have a doctorate degree in law from one of the most prestigious British universities. Since you're oh so smart, I imagine you already know what university I'm talking about. But just in case, I'll give you a hint. It starts with an O. You see, when I told you that I had only graduated high school, I was only referring to in the States. I can say for sure that you pretty heavily misunderstood the situation. Don't you agree?
What? A British university?
Yes. I have plenty of confidence in myself. Enough to not have to be so forward about what degrees I have.
let alone use them as a status symbol. As a result, I also don't tend to compare myself to others based on what education they have either. I would never say someone is worthless or incompetent because they only graduated high school. But I must say, your insistence on my incompetence has left me curious now. If you keep going on about how I don't have a good enough education, what might your academic background be? Surely it must be something truly second to none, befitting your elite family status, I presume. What's all this drivel you're spouting now? Get real! Don't go thinking I'll just let you lie to me just because you want to claim that you're better than me somehow. I never said anything about wanting to be better than you. I don't see education as something that makes someone better or worse than another. The only thing I can say about this whole thing is that I don't really want to get divorced. That's all. Well, you should know when to give up already. Saying you don't want to get divorced won't change what's going to happen. I wonder if I'm really the one who needs to be giving up here. What do you mean by that? I mean, you've been going on and on, insulting me for supposedly being incompetent, stupid, having no real education. Frankly, this all sounds like you have some strange obsession with what kind of education everyone else has. Now, why might that be? Get to the point already. I won't stand for you claiming I'm obsessed with something like that. Why are you even making such an insane accusation? Well, I think it might have something to do with how you never even graduated high school, let alone college. It wouldn't really surprise me if you developed a complex over it. I had asked Brian about it some time ago. But is it true? Have you really only finished middle school? Brian told you something like that? No, that's utterly false. Honestly, the very idea that I never graduated high school is just ludicrous. Well, Brian said it was something he had heard from his late father. I don't see why he would lie about something like that. Huh? He told Brian that? That's what it sounds like to me. Apparently, he felt like it was nothing to really be so embarrassed about, so he felt like there was no need to hide it. Both Brian and his father felt the same way, it seems. But something like this has nothing to do with you. Well, yes, I suppose that's true. It's not like I specifically asked him about it, though. Anyway, let me change gears for a second here. About the whole family gathering that's trying to get me and Brian divorced. I think if you were to try to proceed with that, you might run into some trouble with the law. What? What are you talking about? Stop trying to change the subject. That whole thing about studying at British universities. That was all just lies, wasn't it? Remember, there's no way I'm letting some lowly high school graduate be my son's wife. I've said it once and I'll say it again. The family has decided that you have to divorce him. Oh, I forgot to mention something. Thanks to all of my studies, I also have a law degree. And as for my occupation, I'm a lawyer. Are you sure you want to keep pressing me like this? What? Wait, you're a lawyer? You haven't listened to a thing I said this whole time, have you? Sure, my studies in the UK took a long time, but thanks to those, I was able to pass the bar in the US. I'm a practicing attorney. With how obsessed you were with looking into my background, I'm shocked you didn't find that out, even if you only looked at American sources. Wait, you're not lying. You're actually a lawyer. What's got you all worked up? If you just stop trying to make threats about forcing me to get divorced, you'll be fine. Unless you've perhaps told a lot of lies about me to your family. What exactly did you even tell them? I'm confused. I didn't hear anything about you being a lawyer. When did you say that? Wow, that's just sad. You really just haven't paid attention to a single thing I've said, have you? Did you perhaps have trouble understanding what I was talking about due to only having a middle school education? How dare you take that tone with me? Are you trying to make a fool of me? It doesn't matter that I didn't graduate high school. That's completely unrelated.
I know, right?
Huh?
I mean, I never felt that someone's education really dictated what kind of person someone is to begin with. But Gail, you said yourself how much having an insufficient education meant you were incompetent, right? In other words, it sounds to me like this whole conversation was to try to get me to understand that you were incompetent yourself, right?
That's completely ridiculous. And how dare you keep saying things like that? You are being unbelievably rude.
I mean, all I'm doing is telling you the same things you told me. What goes around comes around. And it sounds like it's coming back at you pretty hard.
Shut up!
So, what's this now? You trying to somehow make up for how you're so thoroughly outmatched? Up until now, all you've been doing is throwing abuse in my face. Do you realize that what you've been saying could be considered defamation under the right circumstances?
What? Defamation?
Yes, it sounds like you've been running dangerously close to that. Especially if you've been telling your family such things about me. And that's not even getting into how you have been trying to force Brian and me to get divorced. I imagine you would have been planning to forge our signatures on the documents. Or at least coerce Brian into giving his at least. Those are both crimes.
No, I haven't done any such thing.
Well, I did get a message from Brian recently. From what he tells me, you started trying to draw up divorce papers for Brian and me on your own, and you told him to come sign them so you could submit them. Now, when I say draw up, I'm expecting that actually means you purchased falsified forms. Am I wrong? Did you really think that you had the power, let alone the right, to decide whether someone else should get married or divorced?
No. Wait, hold on. Don't you think you're exaggerating things a bit here?
I hope you realize that what you've already done is more than enough to be considered a violation of my rights and of the law. So, no matter what you might want to do at this point, the only thing that can be done about it is to take the whole issue to trial.
What? A trial?
I guess you didn't really think much of it because you felt it was an acceptable thing to do as Brian's mother. But you really have done some terrible things. And that's not even going into what you tried to do. I'm honestly at my wit's end having to listen to you. Let's resolve this all in court, shall we?
What? Why? Why are you suddenly talking about a trial now? That's not what I was hoping for from all this. You're just exaggerating. Right? All I thought was that it might be better if the two of you were divorced. So I just thought I'd give you some advice on it. That's all.
Well, I can safely say that I don't need such stupid advice. Who asked for your opinion in the first place? I'm not going to deal with you any longer. I'll see you in court.
Bella, wait. Just calm down for a second. Don't you think we could talk about this over drinks or something?
No, I'd honestly rather not.
Wait, don't just reject me so casually.
Oh, by the way, I just confirmed it with Brian. He also feels that you've gone way too far by trying to falsify divorce papers, and he doesn't want to have to listen to your horrible advice any longer either. So, we've decided we're going to fight you on this together.
What do you mean, fight me on this? I'm telling you, that wasn't my intention at all. This is all just a misunderstanding.
Oh, is it now? What exactly is the misunderstanding here, might I ask? What's there to misunderstand about how you were hiding your own academic record while trying to make a fool of me for mine? As well as telling all of that defamatory garbage about me to your relatives and trying to force Brian and me to get divorced against our will. Are you saying that any part of that was in some way incorrect?
Well, when you put it like that, I can't exactly deny any of it, but I've seen the error of my ways now. I'm learning how to not act like that anymore.
I'm afraid I don't really care, as that's completely irrelevant. You're the one who decided to start it. And since we've come this far, I'm going to bring it to the end.
No, I'm telling you, you don't have to be so stubborn about this. Since you seem to care so much about acting like you're better than me, I think it's worth mentioning that it's pretty clear who's going to win out here. Don't you think so? I certainly hope you can find a lawyer as good as I am who'd be willing to take up your defense. Do you think I can hire a lawyer just like that? What makes you think I have that kind of money? I guess maybe you shouldn't have gone looking for a fight so earnestly, should you? Just trying to force me to do what you want without knowing my occupation? You really are short-sighted, huh? I'm sorry! I'm sorry, okay? I'm begging you here. Just please, get off my back. You don't need to go this far. Get off your back? You're the one who started this whole thing to begin with. I'm not going to let you run away because you realized you couldn't push me around. You're going to have to accept the consequences of your actions. But I never thought it would turn out like this. Well, that doesn't exactly surprise me. You certainly didn't seem to think much at all before trying to force me to get a divorce in the first place. But hey, at least we'll finally be able to truly decide who's the incompetent one, right? The trial should prove that conclusively. I look forward to seeing you in court. And so, I made good on my threat and took the whole case to trial. Which, of course, I won. Gail didn't have the money to retain an attorney and couldn't easily scrape together the money to pay damages. So she ended up having to forfeit much of her property and still ended up taking on quite a bit of debt. Now, Brian and I aren't evil. We may have made her pay a lot for what she did, but we did at least lower our requested payment a considerable amount. On the condition that Gail formally apologized to me in front of her entire family and recanted all of the lies she told about me. We also made her agree to never contact either of us ever again. Now, it looks like she actually is turning over a new leaf and is working hard to pay us the remainder of what she owes.
Kristen, are you done with your work?
Hello, Veronica. Yep, I'm finished with all the work you tasked me with. I'm on my way home right now. Did something come up?
You left at exactly 6 p.m., right?
Yep, I was able to finish everything before it was time to leave. Lucky me.
Everything, huh? What about that data I told you to sort out?
You mean the one for SW Core? The one you needed to turn into the project manager after I finished?
Yeah, that's the one. I told you to finish up by 3 p.m. today. Where is it?
Well, I'm pretty sure I finished that this morning.
Pretty sure.
Well, I'm sure, to be honest. Did you forget? I sent you a message saying that I was done with it at around 11 a.m. I'm sure that I also told you that in person before you took your lunch break. You gave me a response saying that you've already checked it both times, so I naturally assumed that you knew about it.
What are you talking about? You never did such a thing.
I'm going to assume you're still in the office. You can just check our DM. You'll find the file with the data alongside my message. I went through it twice, so I'm pretty confident that there aren't any mistakes.
Oh, I found it.
Glad you did. Maybe you're feeling a bit tired. Happens to the best of us. Anyway, I think that's all, right? I'll be going then. See you tomorrow, Veronica.
Hold on, I'm not done with you.
You're not? Okay, what's the matter?
It's been a few days since you came to our office, and frankly speaking, I think there's a thing or two I should tell you before we continue working together.
Really? What might that be?
Look here, Kristen. I've been working here much longer than you. I have much more experience and knowledge than you do, and I'm technically your superior. Is that clear?
Okay. I'm not sure if I agree with you, but was that all you wanted to tell me?
There's one more thing. Now that I made it clear that I have more authority than you, don't you think it's wrong for you to go home before me? If I'm working overtime, shouldn't you be helping me? I mean, your superior is working their butt off late into the evening. It's pretty rude of you to just allow yourself to leave like that.
I don't know where I should start, but I guess I shouldn't shove my personal opinions onto you. That being said, I'm pretty sure we were told by HQ that we were trying to innovate our working environment, to allow more flexibility. One of the company's goals was to reduce the number of hours our employees work during overtime. Hopefully, we could reach a 0 by the end of the year if we set our minds to it. The reasons for it was that it'll be better from an efficiency standpoint, as well as helping with employee motivation. It's also better for the environment, of course. Do you remember?
Well, yes, I remember, but what's your point? Are you trying to tell me that it's wrong of me to want you to work more?
The point I'm trying to make is that what you just said isn't exactly the best course of action from a company standpoint. It goes against what the company's trying to achieve. Besides, even with that aside, don't you think that having people stay in the office just because their coworkers haven't left yet is pretty impractical? Wouldn't we all be happier if we could just do our job and go home? You know, work hard, play hard, but not in a hypocritical sense.
You talk big, don't you? What do you even know? Like I said, I've been working here for a lot longer than you. 20 years to be exact. I know much more than you. If I were you, I'd just shut your big mouth and take my advice.
No offense, but you might want to reconsider your values. Maybe this is your way of trying to communicate with your coworkers, but either way, I think it's in pretty bad taste overall. It would be a shame if people got the wrong idea about you, you know? You might even get a warning from HQ if you're not careful. We don't want that happening.
Are you trying to threaten me? What is it with you and HQ? Just because you used to work there doesn't mean you can boast around like that. I get it. You're proud of yourself. But it's time you taught yourself how to be more modest. Pride won't help you get far, sweetie.
Sorry, I don't think I understand what you're getting at. You think I'm boasting?
Duh. Way to go and rub it in my face again. I hope you're happy.
Veronica, that was never my intention. I apologize if I came across that way, but I was only trying to offer some advice. You know, since we're both working in the same office. I would feel a lot happier if we could both get along.
I see right through your smug attitude, Kristen. Maybe you can fool the others, but you can't fool me. You think you're so important, but you don't have any right to act so proud.
I didn't know you needed a right to act proud of yourself.
Maybe if you were actually someone with some level of significance, your attitude would be excusable. Heck, maybe I'd even consider you to be noteworthy. But that's not the case, is it? I don't know what you did at HQ, but boy, do I feel sorry for them.
I did something at HQ? Care to explain why you think that?
Well, we know that you were demoted at HQ. That's why you were sent over here, isn't it? There's only one reason to have someone from there come over here. They must have been so relieved to be able to finally rid themselves of a troublemaker like you. Too bad for us, though. Now we have to deal with your misconduct. Not to mention, you still seem to be on your old habits. You won't even bother to treat your superior with respect.
Hold on, Veronica. I think you're letting your imagination get the best of you. I wasn't demoted. I was just assigned to work at this office as part of my job.
What's the difference? You're just lucky that you weren't fired. You did something bad, didn't you? Or were you just that bad at your job? Either way, it's nothing to be proud of. It's time you behaved yourself.
Veronica, I just remembered something.
What?
You're working overtime right now, right?
Not anymore. I'm getting ready to leave. Unlike someone, I know how to do my job and when to leave the office.
Yeah, so remember the data sheet for SW Core we were talking about earlier? I remember hearing from the project manager that she was expecting you to hand it over to her by Friday morning. Unless things changed without me knowing it, that's tomorrow. Did you sort it out?
Hi, sweetie. Do you know what a calendar is? It tells you what day of the week it is today.
I know, that's why I'm asking.
You poor thing. Today's Wednesday.
No, today's Thursday. You can check your phone if you don't believe me.
Huh? Oh no.
See? Don't worry, it happens to the best of us. Although I don't think you should have been on your phone so much when you're still in your office.
Come on, Kristen. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
I thought you already had it covered. Good thing you brought it up earlier in the conversation, though. Anyway, I think I'll leave you to it. See you tomorrow.
Kristen, where the hell are you right now? I need a word with you.
Hello, Veronica. I'm on my lunch break. You can find me at the cafeteria if there's something you want to tell me in person. Otherwise, just leave me a message and I'll check it once my break's over.
Hold up one sec. You're using the cafeteria. God, you're unbelievable.
Is there a problem? I heard this cafeteria was supposed to cater for all employees. I've been eating here ever since I came to this office.
God, that's one fat nerve you have. Seriously? Know your worth. You came here because you got demoted. There's absolutely no reason you should be treated in the same way as us other employees. If anything, shouldn't you be working your head off? I bet you need to catch up on a lot of work.
I can always work during office hours. It's my lunch break right now. It's time to eat.
What do you need a break for? You're already on a break the entire time you're in the office.
Excuse me?
Why don't you try working an actual 8-hour shift for a change? Better yet, let's see how well you do without any lunch or breaks. Maybe then you'll finally deserve your oh so precious lunch break.
All right, so you're insisting that I should work 8 hours straight without taking any rest, right? The thing is, that's actually known to be more inefficient than when people actually take a break between their shifts. First of all, continuously working for such a long hour is bound to affect one's concentration and thinking. I can imagine that some sweatshops might want their workers to work day and night without any rest, but it's actually more efficient to have workers stay rested, fed, and hydrated. Second of all, being able to take a lunch break is part of our rights. As an employee working at this company, we have the right to take an hour off to get refreshed and eat some well-deserved meals. We can't just ignore company policy and have you take away my lunch like that, although I'm sure you're well aware of that. Anyway, I'm still not done eating my pasta. I won't be checking my phone until my break's over, so if there's something you need, just leave me a message, all right?
Do you really think I'm going to let you off the hook that easily? Just you wait, I'm going to give you what you deserve. There we go. How do you like having milk thrown in your face?
Veronica, care to explain yourself? That wasn't exactly my definition of a friendly meal. What were you trying to accomplish by doing something like that?
Oh my God, do you actually not get it?
Well, I don't get why you think your action is justified. That's why I'm asking you if you have a proper reason.
Oh, I see. You're really just that stupid. I was wrong about you. I thought you were just in denial about your demotion, but you were actually just delusional. Maybe that's why you're so naughty. You talk back because you don't understand how rude you're being. Words of advice. Never disrespect your superior. Is that clear?
I don't see how I was disrespecting you. What's wrong with me taking a break during lunch break? What's wrong with me eating at the cafeteria just like all the other employees are? I would like to know your logic behind your conclusion.
Didn't I tell you countless times already? You came here only because you got demoted. You don't have time to take a break. If anything, you should be working harder than the rest of us so that you don't make us lose profit. Are you trying to get fired this time? I can help you if that's what you're going for.
I told you, you're letting your imagination run wild. I wasn't demoted. I was assigned here by HQ to work with the people in this office.
And I told you that there's no difference. The fact remains that you used to work at HQ, and now you're here in this small local subsidiary office. Just shut up and go back to work.
I was going to after I was finished with my lunch.
Why don't you just lick that milk off the floor and get it over with?
No thanks. I'm taking the evening off. I'm going home today.
What? Great! Now you're not even trying to hide it. You're slacking off again, aren't you?
No. Thanks to you, I'm soaked all over. I don't think it's a good idea to work like this in an office, and thankfully, the project manager agreed. She said I'm free to go. She even offered me her sweater to wear on my way home. It's nice to know that some people in this office have a conscience.
You can't leave yet. What are you going to do about the presentation I asked you for?
I heard that was originally supposed to be your job. You just gave it to me because you were too busy, right? If you have time to bother me, I think you can make one presentation. You'll just have to manage on your own.
What? There's no way I can finish it in time.
then I suppose you should start working on it instead of texting me.
Kristen, this is your doing, isn't it? You better explain yourself. Why am I being suspended?
I wonder why. Any ideas on your mind?
You think I'll be asking if I had? Quit playing these games. Spill the beans.
Wow, after all we went through last Friday, I'm actually pretty shocked.
Oh, yeah? Tell me, what was so special about that day?
You literally covered me in milk. In the cafeteria, remember?
So, there's no way anyone would get suspended just for that.
I highly doubt that. But whatever you say, I mean, that's not the only reason why you got suspended. You know how we weren't the only people in the cafeteria when you made that whole scene? You know how a lot of people were watching us? Obviously, people reported it. And as far as I know, I think it was pretty unanimous that you were the one in the wrong. Congratulations, Veronica, you gained yourself some notoriety.
What? Why? How do people not understand? I was just teaching you a lesson about manners. I know. You made up a whole story about how you were the victim, didn't you?
No, I don't need to. All the other stories were enough for them to come to a decision.
The other stories?
Since news about the incident just went around the entire office building, a few other employees came up to tell their stories. They told your boss about how you had a tendency to cause trouble.
Me? Cause trouble? Please.
I'll spare you the details since you probably know what you did best. But to give you a brief summary of what was reported, apparently a few other young employees, as well as part-time workers, have claimed that you've been treating them unfairly. You treat them as inferior to you, going as far as harassing them during work and break. You shove work onto them as well, just like you did with me, without telling them that it was your work to begin with.
What's wrong with that? I'm just putting my position as a veteran office worker to full use. I'm being practical here. If anything, they should be thankful that I'm giving them work to do, and the same goes with you.
Really? Let's hear it.
You don't even deserve to work here. Maybe HQ was kind enough to forgive whatever misconduct or mistake you made with a demotion, but here things won't be so easy. If you won't do your job, you're no better than a thief stealing money out of the company's pocket.
Veronica, for the last time, I wasn't demoted. I was assigned a specific job here by HQ. If you really find it hard to believe me, you can check in with the CEO.
Great! Now you're acting all high and mighty. This is exactly why I needed to teach you a lesson. You're just a demoted good-for-nothing.
No, I was assigned here to investigate the working environment in this office.
Huh?
As I've been saying, I was assigned to work in this office by HQ. The main reason was to see how the employees of our subsidiary were doing at their office. We wanted to see if there was anything we could do to make our companies better. The other reason was to investigate the office environment. Like I said before, headquarters wants to innovate working conditions. We're hoping to achieve 0 hours of overtime by the end of the year, but we noticed that several subsidiary offices saw no improvement. It was becoming a concern. That's why several employees, including me, were assigned to investigate these offices in person. To be honest, the working environment in this office was a lot worse than I imagined. But I observed that a few of the issues revolving around this company derived from you, Veronica. You've been working at this company for nearly 20 years. Under normal circumstances, we would expect someone like that to feel more confident and responsible with their job. But in your case, you just make all the other young employees do your work for you, all the while you're slacking off at your seat. When things get busy, you stay in the office to work overtime, but even then, you're not actually doing anything. I know that for a fact. We did have that conversation during your overtime. Because of that, we have loyal, hardworking employees forced to work more than they should be. It isn't exactly an ideal working environment. Overall, I figured that you're playing a part in why this company has trouble reducing overtime work. There are a few other issues, but you're still one of them. It's only natural that we deal with you.
I see. So that's who you really are. You've been sneaking around our office like a dirty little rat. That isn't fair. What are you, pretending to be a spy or something?
No, it's just that it's easily predictable that if we were to tell you guys that we were going to investigate the office, guilty people would try to sweep their wrongdoings under the rug. There wouldn't be a point in sending us in to investigate then, would there? Let's just say we did what was necessary for the better good of the company and its employees. If you find that to be unfair, I suppose that just adds another thing to the list of things we disagree on.
But still, it's not fair. You can't do that. I'm sure it's violating some sort of contract.
I see that you don't have anything meaningful to say. If you really believe so, go ahead and consult the higher-ups. Whatever the case, I'd like to get back to my work, so I'll leave you to your thoughts.
What? You can't just drop a bomb like that and expect me to let you go.
The higher-ups in HQ should be in a meeting right now. They're considering what to do with you, along with a few other issues. They gave me the go-ahead to tell you that you'll receive a notice later in the day from Human Resources about your employment.
Wait, hold on. This shouldn't be this serious. Hey, you can do something about it, right?
Sorry, but there's nothing I can do about it.
No way, you're part of HQ, right? You have to tell them it's not anything to worry about.
My job is to investigate the working conditions here and report all my findings. I don't have the authority to decide what happens to you.
But then, what am I supposed to do from now on?
You'll just have to wait for your notice from Human Resources. That's why you're being suspended right now. That'll be all from me. I don't think I can help you anymore. I hope you have a good day. Veronica was able to keep her job. Although she wasn't fired, she did get a strict warning telling her that she'll have to improve her performance or else. However, soon after that, two of the employees that Veronica used to harass decided to sue her together at the same time. The end result of that was her quitting her job out of shame. The whole process of going to court seemed to have taken a lot out of her. However, it turned out that she couldn't find a new job with her way of thinking. Currently, she spends her days pondering what to do with her future, as her balance slowly heads towards a big zero. As for the subsidiary company that I went to, the higher-ups who turned a blind eye to Veronica's wrongdoings were later demoted and replaced. The new higher-ups made sure to maintain a positive working environment, and it seems like there hasn't been any major issues since. Everyone seems to be having a pleasant time working at the office. Overall, my job here seems to be done. I still have about 3 months here, but nothing noteworthy has happened. That's a good thing, of course. I've been notified that I'll be given a promotion back at HQ. I'm thankful for the opportunity given to me, and I'm hoping to continue doing my best.
Hey, Roy, I've got something for you to do. You're gonna have to stay late to get it done. What? There's a spreadsheet in my folder on the cloud server. Make sure they're all up to date before you leave. They've got to be done by tomorrow morning so we can send them to the clients. You're gonna have to find someone else to do it. What? Do you not realize I'm gone? I figured that someone would have at least told you that I'm gonna be out for the next few days. I left the office today at noon to make sure I could leave before the traffic gets bad. What? You better get back here right away. There's work that has to be done and you need to be the one to do it. You can't just skip out on me. Sorry, it's just not gonna happen. There's no way I'm gonna be able to do it today. Why? I'm about to get on a plane. What? Where are you going? I'm going to my little brother's wedding in New York. He's having it at his new restaurant and he wants my help with it. Who said you can do that? Edward approved my leave weeks ago. The nerve of that guy. Well, you better find a way to get it done then. You have your laptop with you, don't you? These spreadsheets need to get finished before tomorrow. Better get started. What kind of spreadsheets are they exactly? It's the annual invoice for Big Bowl Ltd. If they don't get done before the end of the quarter, it's gonna delay all the payments coming in, which isn't gonna make the big boss very happy, which is why they need to get done ASAP. I'm not sure why you're telling me to do them. I didn't work on that account and I don't really know anything about them, so I'm not sure why I'm the one who has to do it. If I recall correctly, that is your client. It's your work. You should be the one to do it. I've got better things to do, and I'm technically your superior, so you should do what I say. You're not my superior. You've just been with the company for longer than me. You might have been given some more responsibilities than me since you've been here longer, but it doesn't mean you get to boss me around. Why are you wasting your time with this anyway? If it's really that important that they get done today, why are you wasting your time with this conversation when you could just be doing it? I could ask you the same thing. I have a ton of stuff I need to do. I'm also about to be out of contact for at least 2 hours. I'm going to be on a plane, so it's not like I can really work on stuff online at all. If you're going to be on a plane, then you'll have plenty of time to work on it. Just download it and work on it on your laptop during the flight. Why should I? It's not my project and I don't know anything about it. It'd be faster if you just did it. My plane's about to board, so I'm gonna have to turn off my phone soon. Hope you figure it out. I'm definitely not doing it for you. Hey, what the heck? Some nerve you have talking to me like that. Who do you think you are? I know people who can make your life real miserable if you ignore me. I'll show you what it's like when you don't do what I tell you to do. Hey, you better not be leaving me hanging. Pick up! Hey, Kimmy. Have you ever had Vince try to get you to do some of his work for him?
Yeah, in fact, he's doing it right now. I'm still at the office finishing his spreadsheet. But I don't really have a choice, since if it doesn't get done, I'll get in trouble too. Not to mention, I'm a little afraid of what he'd do if I said no.
That sucks. I don't know why he thinks he can push us around. He's barely been there any longer than we have, and he barely has any more authority than we do, and he treats us like we're his underlings. He shouldn't be pushing his work off on you because you managed to get yours done before your deadlines. I'm sorry you're stuck working still. I'd come back to help if I could.
Don't apologize. It's not your fault. You're going to your brother's wedding. That's way more important than finishing Vince's work for him. I always end up doing his unfinished work anyway, so it was probably inevitable. And I guess I'm just sort of used to it at this point. It's fine. Really, don't worry about me.
But I am worried. You shouldn't have to do work that isn't yours in the first place just because he bullies you into it. He should be doing his own work and not taking credit for the stuff he forces other people to do. And I'm sure that if something went wrong, you'd still get the blame. He's the one in charge of this invoice and he should be the one doing it, especially since he's the one most familiar with the process. Not to mention that it messes with your ability to get your own work done.
I mean, I can still do it, but I do have to go back and look a lot of stuff up, so it takes me quite a bit longer than it would take him.
Exactly. It's a huge waste of time for all of us. Maybe I should say something to someone. I know that the managers have pretty particular ways they divide the work to help with efficiency, so I'm sure they wouldn't appreciate it to hear Vince is trying to pass off his work onto other people without their approval.
Yeah, I guess all of this is true. But I don't think you should get Vince in trouble. It seems like it might not be a good idea to get him mad.
I'm not doing anything wrong. He really shouldn't be interfering with other people's work to make them do what he should be doing in the first place. Did he make you stop doing your own work to do his?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, just as I thought. Well, let me at least help you tackle some of this. If we split up, we can at least make sure it gets done. I have my computer with me and have remote access to the cloud, so I can work on some stuff while I have a minute.
Really? You don't have to.
No, I'm happy to. It's all in Vince's folder on the cloud, right?
Yeah, it should be there. I've gotten through the first 2 pages, so if you can start on 3, it'd be a big help. I can still stay for a little while to work on the last one, so hopefully we can get it done within the next hour or so.
That sounds good. I'll get started right away.
Are you really sure this is okay? I don't want to eat into your vacation time. You shouldn't have to work on your time off.
Really, don't worry about it. I have so much time to kill before I have to be anywhere, so I'm glad to help out while I have a moment. It's better than staring at my phone for hours anyway.
Well, alright, if you really don't mind.
I don't. I promise.
Thanks, Roy. You really are a lifesaver. Thanks again, Roy. I actually managed to get everything done way faster than I thought with your help.
Not a problem at all, Kimmy. I'm glad to be of assistance. Next time Vince or anyone else for that matter pressures you into doing their work for them, let me know and I'll help you sort it out. He shouldn't be able to walk all over you like that.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I've just heard rumors that he knows some really scary people. Apparently, he's the son of some kind of big-time criminal or something. At least that's what I've heard. I'm not sure if it's true. I just don't want to get on his bad side. All I know is that when he wore a short-sleeved shirt the other day, I saw he had a tattoo on his arm that looked like it was from a gang I heard about on TV.
Yeah, I've seen it too. I'm a little bit suspicious about it, to be honest.
Why? What do you think it means?
I'm not really sure yet. It's just a hunch, really.
Don't get into anything with him, Roy. I don't know if he's really in a gang or anything, but he could still be dangerous. I know I'm scared of him at least.
A lot of people feel more or less the same way about Vince. I have to admit, he's pretty intimidating, but I'm not totally sure he's actually that dangerous. There's something I need to look into to be sure. But I have a reason to believe that he may be exaggerating a bit about who he really is.
Be careful.
Don't worry, I will. Hey, Roy, did I see you in the gym this morning? Huh? Why? I saw you look at me when I was getting changed in the locker room. Were you looking at my tats? Yeah, they're real intense looking. One of them looked familiar, though. I heard people talking about it before, so I wanted to get a better look. What? Who's been talking about it? Oh, you know, you hear things, see things on the news and whatnot. What have you heard about my tattoos? Some people think that your tattoos are fake. What? They're real. Huh? Well, if that's the case, they're pretty weird tattoos. The last time I saw you wearing short sleeves, I could have sworn you had a skull on your upper arm, but it's mysteriously turned into a rose. I know you can do cover-ups and stuff, but it seems like a tricky thing to do to turn a skull into a rose. Yeah, well, you must be remembering wrong. No, I have a pretty good memory, and I know my flowers from my bones. Why change the tattoo, I wonder? I heard that there's a new gang in this town that uses the rose as their symbol. If I recall correctly, they drove out another gang that used to use a skull as their symbol. Could it be that you're trying to make it look like you're one of them? What are you talking about? It's a real tattoo, and I got it because I like roses. I'm not so sure that's true. It doesn't seem like the kind of tattoo a tough guy like you would get just because he likes it. It sounds like to me that you got a tattoo to try and intimidate people, but you don't actually want to get a real one and be stuck with it, so you got one of those long-lasting temporary ones. And when the skull didn't work, you changed to the rose to try and fake your way into a gang you have nothing to do with. I don't know what you're talking about. This is a real tattoo and I've always had it. You must be blind or something, or maybe you're just losing it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. All I'm saying is that it's not a great idea to get mixed up in this stuff, even if you're faking it. I'm not so sure that the higher-ups would think very kindly of someone who might be in a gang working in their office. You might be better dropping the act before someone finds out and you get let go. You don't know what you're talking about. They're never gonna fire me. Why would you even think that? People have been fired for less. Even if you are lying and not actually in a gang, the fact that you do all of this to try and intimidate your coworkers is reason enough to let you go. If you aren't faking, well, I'm not so sure the owner of the company would be too keen on having a gang member in his employee. And if you are faking and get found out by someone involved in the gang, they might not take too kindly to that. Let's just say they don't really love posers. You could end up involved with some less than savory people, and in the hospital, or in jail, or worse. Worse? Well, I don't want to say it, but you can probably figure out what I mean. Why are you saying all of this to me? How do you know about all of this? Let's just say I know a little bit about this world. I've known about it since I was a kid. How? Were you in a gang? Oh, sorry, I can't explain right now. My lunch hour is over, and I have a meeting I have to get to. Bye!
Hey, Roy. I know it's late, but do you mind if I ask you something?
Oh, sure, not at all. What's up?
Did Vince suddenly seem a lot less aggressive to you today? more mature and serious, I guess. He seems like he's pulled a full 180 since this morning. Was this what you meant when you said you were going to look into it? Did you say something to him to change his mind?
I spoke with him, yeah, though I only just gave him some simple advice on how he should act.
What exactly did you say to him that made him change his tune so quickly?
Oh, nothing much. We just had a little talk about his behavior lately. I had noticed that the tattoo on his arm, the one that looks sort of like a gang tattoo, had changed recently, and I managed to get a better look at it. I think he's been wearing those long-lasting temporary tattoos and putting on fake gang tattoos to make himself look scary. I remember getting a glimpse of it when I first started working at the company and remember it looking quite different. But now his old tattoo is gone and the one he currently has in the same place is totally different.
What? They're fake?
Those ones are, at least. I'm not sure about anything else, but the rose is for sure. It seems like he was using it to fake affiliation with the new toughs in town. But yeah, I gave him a little bit of advice on how risky it was to even fake being part of a gang.
And that was what changed his attitude?
I guess so.
So, is he actually part of a gang?
I don't think so. I doubt he even knows a single person in one. If I'm being honest, he seems a little too soft to be in a gang. More like a playground bully than an actual gangster. I'm hoping this little wake-up call will be enough to get him to stop trying to push people like you around, but we'll have to see if it sticks. If he tries to mess with you again, let me know. Hopefully he'll realize that quitting his tough guy act is for his own good, though.
I hope so, for all our sakes. Thanks for dealing with this, though. It's definitely a big load off my shoulders to not have to deal with him anymore.
It's not a problem.
I hope you don't get in trouble for it.
Don't worry, I won't. I actually spoke to Edward about it before I discussed it with him. He thought it was a good idea and told me that as long as I don't do anything HR wouldn't like, I should be okay. He knows a little bit about my background, so he seemed okay with me telling him a little bit about how it really is. And I've dealt with these kinds of tough guys before who try to wedge their way into our world without actually being a part of it.
Wait, Roy, are you...
Oh man, I'm sorry, I gotta go. My phone's about to die. Talk to you tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, okay. See you tomorrow.
Hey, Vince, where are you right now? Huh? Why? I'm just on a break right now. I'll be back at my desk in a little bit. Oh, okay. I just spoke with the receptionist a minute ago. About what? She told me there's some pretty sketchy guys waiting outside in the lobby for you. They seemed to know who you were, though they didn't look like anyone involved with our company, or at least that's what she said. I haven't gone out to look yet. Do you know what this is about? What? I don't know anyone like that. I thought you said you were friends with some pretty dangerous people. They definitely seem like the type. I was lying. I don't really know anyone like that. I'm not really in a gang. The tattoo is fake. I've never gotten a speeding ticket, let alone done anything else. If they're here for anyone, I bet they're here for you. Why would they be here for me? You're the one in a gang, aren't you? What? No, I'm just a nobody. I don't know anything about gangs, and I'm definitely not in one. And those guys definitely seem to know who you were. They seem to want to talk to you. Oh, tell them I'm sick. I'm actually in the bathroom. I think I might have a stomach bug. Well, alright then. I'll see what I can do. Help me out here, Roy. What's the matter, Vince? I'm in a real bind. I'm guessing it has something to do with those guys from before. It seems like there was a bit of a mix-up. The receptionist thought that they were gang members because they were big and all tatted up, but it turns out that they were just from a rugby team here to meet with the marketing department about a sponsorship. Kimmy and I managed to handle the team, but there were a few that didn't seem like they were with the team. They asked for the bathroom and seemed to leave together. They haven't come back yet, though. Yeah, well, those guys are here in the bathroom now. Oh, really? Well, that works then. Maybe you can help them when they're done. What? Why don't you come get them? If they find me, they're gonna beat me up. They're from the Rose Gang. If they see me with this tattoo, they're gonna think I'm a poser and beat my face in. What are you talking about? They seemed like normal guys to me. It's kind of rude to accuse them of being gang members. And why do you think they were gonna beat you up? It just seemed like they wanted to talk to you. They said you were an old friend. What? Don't you know what that's code for? No, not really. Do you know what they're really here for? They didn't say for sure, but I was talking with the department manager, and he said that there'd be someone here today to escort you out. Escort me out? Wait, he didn't tell you? I'm surprised you haven't heard. They're letting you go. What? You've got to be joking. Why would I joke about this? It would be a pretty cruel joke. Why are they firing me? Isn't it obvious? The department manager found out about what you've been doing, how you've been pawning off your work to coworkers, and, well, the other stuff with the intimidation and everything. Once word got out about what you've been doing, he had no choice but to let you go. Then who are these guys? Oh, I'm pretty sure there's some hired security. I'm not sure exactly who they are, but I'm familiar with the security company. They seem to take a pretty personal interest in you, though. Apparently you know their boss's daughter? They said something about you following her around despite her being a high schooler. They seem pretty eager to get their hands on you either way. So you might want to watch your back. Even if they don't beat you up, they may make you pay in other ways. Anyway, good luck. I have to get back to work. Wait! Don't leave me like this! Help!
Hey, Roy, are you out today?
Oh, I guess I didn't get a chance to tell you. Today was actually my last day.
What? Really? Did you get a new job?
Something like that. I'm actually going back to help out with the family business.
Wait, you mean like that kind of family business?
Oh yeah, I guess so. After everything that happened with Vince, we agreed it was probably a good idea for me to find a different job. It was just better for everyone, really. And my brother is starting up a new business he needs some help with. So it seemed like a good opportunity.
Oh, I see.
Don't worry, he's just opening an Italian restaurant nearby. It's nothing that scary, I promise.
That does make me feel a bit better.
I do want to thank you for everything the past few months, though. You've really been a good friend to me while I worked here.
If anyone should be thanking anyone, it's me who should be thanking you. You saved me more times than I can count. But it really will be lonely here without you.
Yeah, I'll definitely miss you.
This is kind of sudden, but you aren't seeing anyone, are you?
Oh, no, not really.
Would you want to get dinner sometime?
Wait, really?
It's okay if you don't.
No, I definitely do. I actually was thinking about asking you to dinner myself.
Oh, great!
Maybe you can come to my brother's restaurant? He's having a grand opening tomorrow night.
Oh, that sounds good.
Well, see you then.
Yeah, see you then.
Kimmy and Roy had a successful first date. Despite their date being in a busy new restaurant, Roy's brother went out of his way to arrange a romantic private table for them out on the patio, away from the madding crowd. They had a ton of fun and got to know each other a bit too, even spending some time at the Rosh's grand opening party after they finished their meal. They've continued to date since then and are even considering moving in together sometime in the near future. Vince, however, has only seen his problems multiply since he got let go from his job. The men that were after him were more than happy to escort him from the building at his former boss's request, and he found himself in some hot water quite quickly. Though he never admitted the exact cause, he found himself in the emergency room later that night, admitted for treatment of quite a few bumps and bruises he somehow sustained. While there was no lasting damage physically, he found himself quite psychologically scarred by the whole situation and left town soon after. Fearing for his safety, he's gone into hiding and found a job working in a small restaurant while he lays low. He's not sure how long it's going to be before his life can return to normal, but what is certain is he won't be able to return anytime soon, and he's definitely going to have to stop wearing those fake tattoos. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more. See you next time.